Welcome to Positive Energy with Crystals. My name's Hillary, and we're doing the second video in the hashtag Elemental Foundations series, which is VR to Star the Wild Witch, and organized by Rochelle from Amethyst Ascension. I will put Star's videos for water and fire, which are the two elements we're covering in this video. Be sure to go check out her channel, her videos, everything. Star's awesome. We are going to do fire and water, like I said. We're going to start with fire, so let's scooch the water off to the side. So, I still got some of the earth stuff. Fire. In what ways do you recognize the qualities of fire elemental energy? When I feel strong or passionate about something, whether it's a project, a vacation, a fun trip, just something, maybe a new topic I'm working on for whatever. Fire just feels like, well, like it's lighting a fire. You got that fire inside, and just feeling excited and it's about working on it or doing it or whatever. That's what those are the qualities I recognize. How do you connect with fire energy in your daily life? One is standing in the sun when I go outside, even though it is freezing outside right now. Oh, actually, it's not too bad right now. Okay, earlier when it was freezing outside, going out and just having the sun hit my face made a big difference. I have loved candles, fireplaces, campfires for pretty much my entire life. And I love watching the flames dance and feeling the warmth. And, you know, when I'm doing energy type stuff, just sit here with, I can't do it too close, my hands around a candle like that, just, I can feel the energy coming off of it. I love that. I have started using battery operated candles quite a bit, more because we live in a camper and it's not safe to have candles going very often or for very long in a camper. Christmas lights make me extra happy. I love Christmas lights. I wish we could have them up through January too, because we're in the darkest part of the years, and just all of a sudden there were these pretty lights just randomly everywhere. And the drive-through light displays are my new favorite thing now. There are about 3 displays here near us, and I look forward to going to them every year. But candles are probably my main the main way I connect, which it makes sense. It's real fire, and it's easy. I think right now I've got these little birthday candles out. They totally work. I'm building or burning a gold candle right now for some prosperity stuff. Now this little bowl here, it's a little dip bowl, and it's full of sand, which works amazing for a candle holder because I can put a chime candle in there, birthday candle, whatever, even a tea light. But I need to remember to keep the sand level up, because every time you burn a candle, it's gonna attach to the wax. Well, right now there's a chime candle wax. It's stuck to the bottom of the bowl. So, and I didn't realize it, and I didn't have time to get it out before this video, but I gotta remember to put more sand in my candle holder bowl more often, because right now there's wax stuck to the bottom of the bowl. So if you use a sand setup like I do, remember that. Add more sand. How does the element of fire impact your passion, creativity, and drive? So, like most of us, we usually work with more than one element at a time. So after the earth element makes me feel grounded and secure and kind of confident that I can do this. Fire energizes me and gives me the energy to get that done. And it gives me, it helps me know that I can get whatever done and do this project or go into town and be around people and stuff like that. When your inner fire dims, what practice helps rekindle it? Getting out of the dark. Whether that literally means turning lights on, lighting a candle, standing in the sun, or, getting out of the dark figuratively, researching or making a plan for something. Just getting out of the dark. How do you work with the element fire in your practice? So, candles, obviously. I've worked with Hestia for a long time now, and candles and fire are a major part of my offerings for her. She definitely prefers a real flame, but she's totally fine with my little battery-operated candles for safety reasons, since she is the goddess of hearth and home protection. It'd be silly for me to light a candle and then forget about it, and then bad stuff happens. When these little she's totally fine with these little battery operated ones. This one actually is coming to the end of its battery, but I bought these little red ones because her color is red, specifically to use for her, and she's totally fine with that because she's all about the safety of our home. Burning wishes, color candle magic, burning herbs and oils anointed on candles. Those 7-day pillar candles are some of my favorite ways to celebrate, like ancestors and Sabbats and stuff like that. Adding oil to those and then burning them, down a little bit each day. I love those. But candle magic is one of my favorite. I love doing candle magic. What insights has the fire element brought into your life? So we lived in an area in Colorado that had a bunch of devastating fires. Some were started by lightning. Some were cigarette butts thrown out the window. One was a letter from an ex-husband that was thrown in a fire pit and then it wasn't completely put out. And some of them were suspicious. All of those fires were major transformations. Some were good transformations, some were not, and some, it depended on your point of view of the fire and the experience. Transformation can feel good, bad, or depend on the day and what's going on. But in all of those situations, people had to adapt and make changes and keep going. So, whoo, it popped. That was a little freaky. It scared me. So, that the fire can change things so quickly, so fast, and in such a big way. But, you survive it, you get through it, you change the way you do things, you change where you live, maybe, you adapt and you keep going, even when you feel like it's the end of the world. Like right now, the wax is melting, it's changing, and the flame is getting bigger and it's popping. So I'm having to change my focus from my notes to watch this candle, and sometimes you just need to change your focus. In what ways do you bring the glowing essence of fire into your home? candles. Sometimes the real ones, birthday candles, chime candles, whatever. Sometimes it's the battery operated ones. Sometimes it's fairy lights. I've got a candle holder that I made at a pottery store, and I added fairy lights to it, and it is one of my favorite things ever now. And I wish I had taken a picture before I put it away, but I didn't. But it fairy lights in a candle situation works totally fine, and it's pretty. Sometimes I use crystals that I should have grabbed that correspond with the fire element. Reds, oranges, red jasper, carnelian, ones with the name fire in it, like fire agate, are perfect for that. Lighting stuff on fire with intention. Burning certain incenses with an intention in mind. Adding certain herbs to candles and simmer pots. I love simmer pots. All of that, burning, did I say burning wishes? I loved writing wishes on bay leaves and then burning them. Is there a new fire-inspired practice you're looking forward to trying? Like in the air one, not so much a new one, but a reminder about colors. When burning candles, focusing on the intention of the color of the candle. Through my dog's cancer stuff, I found something, it was sort of a spell. I had a blue birthday candle that I would burn once or twice a week for her. And, at first it was to heal her, and then it was as a comfort. And out of that pack that I bought, there's a few left. I've been burning one candle a week as a comfort to us. So the blue candle represent to me health and healing, and when she was gone, it became focused on our comfort, healing us. I want to start focusing really on paying attention to the color of the candle. I use a simmer pot, and I use just the white tea light all the time on the simmer pot, and I've started thinking about getting some colored tea lights. And so I've got the intention of the simmer pot I have it's actually a butter warmer for like when you're eating crab. So your butter stays warm, and it's got the candle underneath. I'll try to remember to put a picture here. So I always use the white candle underneath, and then I've got in the bowl the cinnamon, and like right now I got cinnamon, basil, star anise, I can't think of all what's in it right now, but there's intention of what's in the bowl. But then it's just the white candle burning, which white candles are good for when you don't have a candle. They can be substituted for any color pretty much, but I want to be more intentional about what that candle. I've got some black tea lights I'm going to use, and are really good for protection. So I may have the bowl may be focused on prosperity or health or something like that, but the candle underneath, the black candle, could be protection. So combining the color magic, spit it out, the color candle magic with the bowl, and herbs and stuff in there. So just kind of being more mindful about that. And the 7-day pillar candles where they're in the jar and you burn it down a little bit every day. Maybe getting, I pretty much just use white for those too. Maybe getting a few colors of those. That one will be a little harder just because of lack of storage space we currently have though. I usually order my candles from Amazon, so they usually come 6 to 8 in those for those jarred ones. And if I have too many, I don't know where I would put them because it's hard right now. But just being more mindful about the color of the candle, I think, is what I want to do. So now the divination part. The question for fire is, what passion or drive is ready to ignite within you? So I've got the scales, which represent balance, harmony, justice. Libra, which is to me is cooperative, gracious, indecisive, avoid confrontation. Now, I am a Libra in Western astrology, and I am very much a Libra. I am very much those qualities. And then we got the ladybug, which is happiness and luck. And then I got the peacock again, like I did for, was the Earth? I think it was Earth, which is showing off. And double-decker bus is unique view. So I took this as I need to find a balance between my Libra ways, which, like I said, I very am a Libra, and what makes me happy, showing off what I love, whether it's crystals, artwork, my own personal hobbies, and my unique views, finding a balance in all those. I think a big part of this is my YouTube channel. I'm terrified to start a new series, like my positive energy journal. I wanted to share it because I thought it'd help people, but I was also kind of afraid to share it, the idea, because I wasn't sure if anybody would like it or want to join in. And I'm also terrified to tell my opinion on something, or how I personally do something, like the crystal grids. Okay, it got really loud there for a second, so I had to stop. They're working on the roads around us, and trucks and gravel, and I can't remember where I am. So, I think I was saying, I've been pushing myself to go ahead and do those videos, and it seems to be going well. I mean, these ideas that I'm not so sure about, but I'm passionate about. I'm passionate about the crystals, and I'm passionate about telling people about it, and working with positive energy and manifestation work and sharing all that. I'm passionate about all those things, and I want to talk about it, but I'm also a little nervous about, well, no, more nervous. I'm terrified to talk about that stuff because I don't know if everybody else wants to hear it, or if what they think about the way I do it. Does that make sense? Okay, let's move on to water. Let me rearrange here real quick. Alright, so my water display here is a little kind of boring, but that's okay. Water is my favorite element. I am so excited for this one. Earth, it's hard to say because Earth is crystals, the crystal serotonin. But water, it's my happy element. Let's go ahead and just get going. How do you interpret the qualities of water elemental energy? Water is very emotionally charged for me. It helps me do an emotional reset in a way. when I go into town or when I come home, I have to cross a big river, and like it's a big river. They've got barges on it. It's not gigantic like the Mississippi, but it's a pretty big. Um, they transport stuff on barges quite a bit, and um, so it's a big strong river. And when I go into town and cross that river, I use it to give me a pep talk that I can get through the shopping trip. I can be in public for a while, get all my errands done, go to the doctor, whatever. Then when I come home, I use it similarly with a reset to calm down after all the people contact, the whatever I was doing in town. Um, it's kind of a come down, like, and a good job, you did it. After discovering a couple years ago about how much of an empath I am, the river crossing reset really helped me a lot. And you know, when I'm around a lot of people and I can feel everything, you know, like going into stores right now, I get so anxious because everybody's so stressed out about holidays and everything, and it just kind of makes me anxious. But crossing the river, before I get home, crossing the river, it kind of gives me that reset of we're good, we're ready, we're good, we can do this. Don't need to stress, but don't take the stress home. Leave the stress there. So, oh, and then in that absorbing the emotions, I use the water, the empath absorbing emotions. I use water to help cleanse that too. Use it to cleanse, reset, or wash away what I have absorbed throughout the day. So like a morning shower, just it kind of washes away the previous day, gets me ready for the new day. When I wash my hands, I think about, you know, I'm absorbing the calming water, or maybe re-energize with the water, or whatever, it, you know, absorbing into my hands. And I try to do that when I'm washing dishes too, but I hate washing dishes, so that's totally another thing. How do you embrace the element of water influence how do you embrace the element of water influence your intuition, emotional depth, and adaptability? I already kind of explained that in the last question mostly. I guess I combine these two questions. I use it to reset, wash away what I already absorbed throughout the day, and also help absorb what I need, whether it's energy, strength, protection, all that. The waves of our inner ocean ebb and flow. What rituals help you restore your balance? Sitting with the water or being in it. Sitting by a lake, a pond, a river, being on a boat. I love being on a boat. Visiting the lock and dam that's nearby us. I still haven't seen a boat or a barge go through it, but I will someday. Swimming, I love swimming, or just sitting in water. A bath, I miss having a bathtub so much. And just standing in the shower, just standing there. I call it shower therapy. And I've been told it's actually a form of meditation too, the way I do it. And just I don't know, using the water to wash away the bad, reset the bad, and bring in the good, reset into the good, stuff like that. In what ways do you engage with water energy in your practice? I make moon water, storm water, I use both bottle. I use bottled water in both cases, because I usually, I'm usually, I'm thinking of more of like the making it to consume it. So this is one of my Moon water bottles. I kept running out, so I found this smaller size bottle. It doesn't really fit. There we go. So this one isn't very big, but I got a bigger one. So I set these out, and it's empty right now because tomorrow's the full moon, so I'm out of Moon water. So I make, right now I make Moon and Storm water with, sort of in the intention that it's going to be consumed, whether it is or not. I don't want to just like set out a bowl of water to collect rainwater yet. We'll get that here in a little bit. For one, I don't really have a place to store all this water. But so if I'm not going to use it in every way possible, then I don't want to have it. Mostly because if I decide I'm going to use it to drink, but all I've got is some nasty rainwater that I can't drink, then I don't want it taking up space when I could have water that I know I can use it to drink, to simmer pot, sprinkle on something, whatever. You know, using the bottled water, it's safer and it takes up less space in a way. Oh, also, Poseidon recently said within the last year that we're working together. He doesn't know why or how, and I'm not sure either. We're still figuring things out. But because of this relationship, I've become more mindful of using water and how I feel near water. And that might be the purpose, is to make me more connected and make me more mindful of how I use water. Because I just love being around water, or in water. Don't so much like drinking it because it tastes weird to me. What are some ways that you infuse the essence of water into your space? So I pour Moon water into my water kettle that I make my morning tea with. We also have a countertop ice maker, and I will add the Moon water to it so that, you know, it gets made into ice, and then we put it in our drinks all day long. I add it to simmer pots, which I really like using storm water in my simmer pots, especially if there's a really, really strong storm. I feel like it adds that energy into the simmer pot. So like if I'm doing things just seem to be crazy and not going right, maybe I'll use like a road opener simmer pot or a protection simmer pot, and I really want that energy to be just strong, then I'll use that stronger storm water. Right now I've got sort of a light storm that we just had recently. What I do is I set a bottle of water out in the storm so it absorbs whatever's going on. I told my husband if we get one that's just full of lightning and wind and it's just one of those really strong ones, this time I'm putting out one of the big, huge gallon jugs of water, because I love using that strong storm energy in stuff like that. I don't like experiencing the strong storm, especially because, you know, we live in a camper, but it makes for some really good water. I also do sprays. I showed in the air part of the last video that I made Miss Charity's smudge spray. I used Moon water in that spray. And the sprays also, even the simmer pot, so combining elements too. So like the sprays mix smell and uh, or the air and water element. Is there a new water focused practice you'd like to dive into? Sort of. And I've kind of already mentioned it. I would like to collect different types of water to use and not just set the drinking water out in a storm or out in the full moon. Um, I'd like to collect snow and ice for transformation, river water for movement, stuff like that. And also learning how to use water in more than just, putting it in my tea, ice, simmer pots. Um, Now, like I was saying, I don't really have the storage space to do that right now. So, um, I can't really do that right now because I don't have room to store a bunch of um, bottles of water. Whoops. So, in that, I want to work on my relationship with Poseidon more too. He came to me and said, "We're working together now." And I said, "Okay, what do we need to do?" And he, was I doing? I can't remember what form I was using, but he said he'd let me know. So we're working on that. I have to do a like a water or any sort of liquid type offering. I put them in these little things. I got them here in Oklahoma. We have bin stores where they take stuff like return stuff from Amazon and they sell them to these stores and then they put them in these big bins and then each day it's a different price for each thing. I got 2 of these at a bin store one time and I use them all the time for stuff. They're perfect for little offering type thing, and they're sturdy too, because they're meant to when you're doing nails for it to not fall over. So it's very sturdy and it's perfect. Anyway, okay, so that was. I just realized I hadn't pointed out what that was yet. So anyway, let's do the divination part next. So, what emotions or intuitive insights are you being called to explore? I got the dragon, which to me is like magical power, magical wisdom. I got the 2 people on a bike, which is movement, partnership, adventure. Hot air balloon is freedom or fleeting moments. Butterfly is major transformation. A dog with a bone is being persistent. So from all this, the what emotions or intuitive insights are you being called to explore? I am getting that I need to focus on my magic, my knowledge, the connection I've made through the magic community, and my feelings of being free to practice how I want and help transform and be persistent with my practice. And because it is helping me, especially right now, emotions, grief, all of that. um, Funny thing is, I knew when I started drawing that I was gonna pull the dog charm or the clover charm. So water is all about emotions, and the biggest emotion I've been feeling lately are the loss of our dog Clover. So she's the biggest reason I interpreted these terms the way I did. My magical practice has helped me through the emotions. Lighting candles, my crystals, lots of people, lots of crossing the river and doing emotional resets and just focus. Scent has been so important lately. Just focusing on my magic in my practice. I think I have cried in every single video I recorded today. I recorded 3 videos and I think I've cried in all 3 of them. Whew. It is all that's all helped me ever since Clover was first diagnosed in August with the T-cell lymphoma. And I feel like I've been getting very emotional in all these videos lately, but because of my feeling panicky or sad or mad or grief or helpless, I've definitely reconnected more to my magical practice, especially like with the crystal grids and my candles. Reconnecting and just taking my magical knowledge and my practice and focusing on it more and being more intentional with it is pretty much what's going to help me get through all the hard times and the crappy stuff. So that was good. Thank you, Star, for all your hard work in November and doing the videos, and even though I'm not doing these till December, but it's okay. And thank you to Rochelle for organizing these months that she does, and I've gotten so much out of every month that even if I didn't participate in. I came in like when they were doing the past life towards the end of that, and so I haven't been around for all of them, and I haven't done videos for all of them, but I've tried to participate in all of them, and whether I did a video or not, and it's been great. Thank you, Rochelle, for doing those, and thank you everybody who's participated in them, and I've gotten so much out of everybody's videos. So that's it for Elemental Foundations. Good job, Star. You did great, and I will see you all next time.